Michael, next.
Next up, so this is building on a previous point, turn reputation management into operational excellence. So here's how it works. You have the internet. Life was good for doctors and healthcare providers for years. They would go deliver services, try not to get sued. And it was pretty easy. And then the internet came along, and suddenly there's this whole feedback mechanism. There's a big scoreboard for the whole world that tells you how somebody felt. Or tells everyone how somebody felt during their care delivery, even if they wouldn't tell you. So this is a real conundrum. This is a real quandary for healthcare delivery folks at every step of the game. So what do you do with it? Well, number one, you have to have someone engaged with those accounts who has identified all of them and is monitoring them and doing one of two things. Either responding quickly and acknowledging the positive reviews, or responding quickly and forwarding to someone who can do something about it, the negative reviews. And then so that's external. You need to get a marketing agency, somebody who does reputation management. Call Dodgeball SEO, call GoEps. This is the kind of stuff we do. And we'll happily jump in and set up a reputation management program with you. But then internally, what you need to do is have someone whose job it is to receive that and treat it like an operational excellence project. If something comes in, someone says, I walked in, sat in an empty room in a lobby for 15 minutes, nobody came or went. This is true stuff that really happens. Nobody said anything to me, so I left, and I'm going somewhere where they answer the door and somebody's there when I walk in. It was like a lunch situation and kind of a low staffing day situation. And just kind of, worst case scenario, a patient who had an appointment booked came in, sat in a lobby for 15 minutes, was not greeted, and exited. They've got all the emotions of their health issue on the table right there, walking around with their heart in their hands, and nobody talks to them. They're nervous walking in, nervous to go talk to the doctor. And suddenly they feel the entire universe has rejected them. What are they going to do? They're going to Google. They're going to Facebook. They're going to tell their friends. They're going to tell everybody. Well, guess what? You got a new project, office manager. You can't ever let that happen, even if it means preemptively calling everyone who has an appointment and letting them know there's a staffing problem and please come in. This all just comes down to initiative, communication, and excellence. And for some reason, folks, the healthcare industry is lagging behind everybody else, and we need you to catch up. We need you to do better and take excellence in your craft seriously, and not live on the respect that you experience having gone through something as hard and truly difficult as medical school. Because all of the realities that follow in the path of poor office management are painful human stories where people feel hurt and rejected. And the only option they have is to go take it to the internet and tell their friends. And the old story, everybody will tell one good story twice, but one bad story 12 times. Yep. And you don't want that happening. So the internal function of reputation management is to take the negative review, understand what really happened with a real person, understand it in real terms, and treat it as a project to make sure that situation can't happen again. And if you're a practice with, say, 2 to 3 stars on Google, guess what? You've got 10 projects that you've been ignoring that you knew you needed to do, but now you've got a ticketing system to let you know exactly what priority order to take them in. And if you're a 4 to 5 star, guess what? You're ready to rock. You're ready to take what you think is pretty good and make it even better. And if you're in that 4 to 5 range, here's what's going to happen. You're going to have some where people are just unreasonable, and that's okay. So a good rule of thumb is if you've got at least, 10 to 20 reviews in Google My Business, Google Maps, then you've got enough data there to probably work with, unless they're all just fake. But if you're in that anywhere below sort of 4 stars, then you've really got kind of red alert. We're struggling operationally. And if you're in that 4 to 5 range, that's where I think it gets into not overreacting, but taking it seriously, taking the feedback, but maybe saying, she seemed kind of unreasonable when she was in here. We're going to have to just acknowledge her experience and let this one go because we don't see an opportunity with this one.
Right.
So that's a good rule of thumb ranking system for where to put yourself. We've had folks call us, Chris, who came to us and we're at 3 stars and we look through the reviews, and before we take an agreement to work with them, we understand, are you committed to this going up, not because of what we do, but because of what you do,
Right.
documented by what we do.
Right.
And if we don't get a yes, I can tell you it's not somebody we're going to work with.
Sure.
Operational excellence can't be fixed with a biomarketing agency.
Yep.
Outside of shop. It has to come from inside. And what we've really found is that it comes down to just a lot of times the dots are just not connected. It's that the signals, the doc maybe goes home, looks themselves up on the internet, maybe a friend tells him or her, hey, I checked your thing, man. You got some reviews out there. You need to take a look at that. That's like a common experience, is a friend telling someone, hey, you need to look at what the internet's saying. But those dots are not being connected to put anybody in charge operationally in-house to truly fix these problems. But yeah, healthcare is a big problem in this country, and there are a lot of sort of cultural things that go into that, and we need it to be better. And marketing is one of the ways to shine a light on the path to make it better. And we're passionate about it because we're parents, because we've had enough broken arms and broken ankles and accidents to go through, to have lots of experiences,
right?
And broken appendix. Yeah.
Right.
So operational excellence can be yours if you use the input of reputation management.
Yeah. Awesome.